see a good effort from McLaren here today. In recent times they've fallen to somewhat of a midfield team. The last time the constructor won a world championship was in 1998. For 2022, the FIA announced that the cars would now be rolling on 18-inch wheels, far larger than the 13-inch wheels used prior. These larger tyres were designed to reduce overheating and improve the grip. Since the very start of the sport, Ferrari takes the #1 spot for the records in F1. The record for the most cars in an F1 race was achieved at the 1953 German Grand Prix with 34 cars. The race was a few extensions. This was the infamous 2000. Which officially makes its longest pit stop turnaround in history. Hello here and welcome. And a special shout out to VIP guests, Mars Hamilton. Present since the very start of the sport, Ferrari takes the #1 spot for the most constructor records in F1. It's the team with the most world championships won, the most Grand Prix wins, most points. The record for the most cars in an F1 race was achieved at the 1953 German Grand Prix with 34 cars. The race was a few extensions. Grand Prix, which saw 14 cars pulled out of the race due to tyre safety concerns. '81, '85, 1997. 2014 ushered in the new set of regulations that saw us get. The biggest change being the engines, which changed from 2.4 litre V8 engine. Farina, who was driving a Volkswagen. F1, no one with the surname Hill has ever failed in winning a world title. For example, Graham Hill, Damon Hill and Phil Hill are all previous world championship winners. Safety device that sits over the driver's head, aptly named the Halo, is constructed out of titanium and adds roughly 9 kilograms to the car's total weight. It's almost a given that the drivers of the grid today were car racers as children, so they could enter the sport with as much experience as possible. It hasn't always been like that though. In the 1950s, the average age was 39, 3 over the age of 50. Active sound throughout the decades is in part due to the high revving engines. F1 engines joined the V8 era in mid-2000. In comparison, a typical road car won't exceed around 6,000 RPM. 2019 Chinese GP was F1 1000 official championship race. If we continue with around 24 races a year, we can expect a two. Today with thousands in attendance.
Hello, everybody. It's DonutPuncher 272 joining you live as always late on a Friday night, just a little bit later this time. And welcome back, obviously. Very annoyed right now. Welcome back to Formula Worldwide Leagues presents Friday Night Lights. So we're 4 laps into the race, and I am fucking pissed. And I think the Red Bull drivers are pissed. Harmless Target is already DNF, so he must be angry. So Logistical Nightmare has gotten out to the 2-second lead, broken the DRS on Victor Chaus, and XR Gifted following closely behind, as well as the Step Hen. Northern Islands own the Step Hen. In a strong 4th place. Normally he has crashed by now, or someone has crashed into him, either one. Followed closely by Avazy, Skyzies. Let's get the spectator menu up. Look at these position changes. Blinding race so far. Moved up 9 positions, but let's get the tar information. Yeah, and then yeah, and yeah. Alright, here we go. So, mostly a lot of medium runners out here. We'll be stopping probably around lap, well, I don't know, maybe 15, 16, put on some fresh hordes. Got some pretty sizable gaps here already as Avazy Skyzies looks to make the move on the step end, and he does so with consummate ease. For some reason, Avazy Skyzies goes down there and picks up some marbles before he goes into turn 1. So the step end's now in 5th place. I've lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? I was talking about tars, and then what the... whatever. Yeah, I'm off my... Oh, the gaps. That's right, the gaps. Why is it so gappy back here? Look at all this. So the number 4, she is pulling up on Schmurrs as his tires start to die. But 4 seconds. Is this to the lead? No, these are gaps. These are huge gaps. My God. You guys need a safety car so bad. And I don't know if you're going to get one depending on how the FIA has been this week. Of course, big news this week. Sketchable. Banned by the FIA. Permanently banned from racing by the FIA. And in typical FIA fashion. No reason is given. And no chance to defend himself. Really makes you wonder if Michael Massey isn't somewhere still roaming the halls of the FIA, perhaps the ghost of Michael Massey, making decisions that directly impact a championship. Sketchable, of course, being one of our championship protagonists, a 2-time defending champion. But much like Lewis Hamilton on a set of used hard tires, he is not going to have the chance to defend his championship. Jesus wept. Sketchable, therefore, he's kind of like, for all intents and purposes, he is dead to us. He will be missed, but never forgotten. But we, as a group, we must go on. We must put one foot in front of the other and somehow move past this terrible tragedy that has befallen all of us. But Sketchable, if you're out there and you're listening, we love you. And we'll miss you. And we will carry you in our hearts forever. Now, with that said, let's get back to some hot racing action here, because the medium tire is starting to fall off a little bit here, perhaps, as NXR Gifted is looking to make the move down the inside of Victor Chaus, going into turn 1. He does so. We have a yellow flag in Sector 2. Looks like one of the Hasses are back there fucking around. So NXR Gifted now in 2nd place. He is your other championship protagonist and assumptive. We may even call him champion-elect now that Sketchable has been banned from racing by the FIA. God damn FIA. Perhaps it was the ghost of Jean-Marie Balestra. That old prick. Oh no! And the step hen has gone off the track and he's hit a styrofoam sign of some sort. Probably an advertising hoarding. We'll have to get on board next time as we go through that turn and see what company's advertisement has been destroyed by the step hen as he goes off the track. His tires are filled with grass and cooling right now. So the Schnurrs, even though he is on the old soft tires, he's going to be making some inroads here on the step hen. Big mistake in the step hen. Boy, I hope for your sake out there in Formula World Wide Leagues land and mine that we have a safety car, because we are just in Gap City. The step hen and the Schmers fight it out through turns 1 and 2, side by side, glitching all over the place. I don't know if that's them. I don't know if that's me. It's probably me. It's probably me. I don't want to blame any of these guys, and my console seems to be having technical difficulties. Yeah, as I was saying, big gaps back here. So from Bukowski, after him, the G spot, 10 seconds. Ritalin, 10 seconds. Novocaine, 10 seconds. And Mr. Heat Gang, God, he might even be lapped at this point. He is just having a bit of a mare. But he will be buoyed by the fact that there are so many HVAC emergencies out there these days. As I mentioned last week, only the hottest month on record in the history of the world. But there will be snowballs later on this year, so climate change couldn't possibly be real. To all of you out there who have children, dearie, dearie me, you're going to owe them a serious explanation here in about 30 or 40 years. Hopefully you'll be dead by that point. You probably will be if you live on the coast. Or if you live in California, you'll have, of course, either separated off into the ocean or have died of violent crime. It's just the way of the world. What can you do? Victor Chow's keeping up with NXR Gifted, though medium tires are definitely going to be falling off at this point. NXR Gifted looking to pull away and looking to make some sort of impression here on the Logistical Nightmare. See if he can do it. He probably will here eventually, obviously, as the tires start to expire for the Logistical Nightmare. And I don't want to say that his pace came out of nowhere, but that's what's interesting about this league is it seems like every week you have a surprise package, someone doing a little bit better than you would have expected them to. And as I said, Logistical Nightmare, he obviously has pace. He wouldn't be in Friday Night Lights if he didn't, but you wouldn't be expecting him to leading the race like this. I don't know if he was on pole or if he got second, but had an excellent qualifying. I was not paying attention to qualifying as I was suffering through a myriad of technical difficulties, ruining my race intro, which was about Sketchable, if you couldn't tell. And the other thing I would say, of course, at my race intro, that, you know, I'm your affable host, DonutPuncher, blah, 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 blah. Thank you for joining us, as always. We're going to need a safety car, otherwise we're going to be spending a lot of time watching these two run around together. Yeah, we do have the step pin and Schmerzer out here trying to provide us some hot racing action. So Victor Chouse continues to follow behind the step hen, following behind Vazy Skyzies here in the middle, all by himself. The most boring way to have a league race.
We won't be using extremely fast pit stops, so even approaching the sub 2 second mark.
Looking at the Discord right now, it seems like Sketchable saying that he's going to create a rival broadcast to ours. Well, Sketchable, I will take back all those things that I said about you. How dare you? How dare you? Oh, look at that. Victor Chouse gets by NXR Gifted. Very impressive on those aging medium tires. Anyways, as I was saying, Sketchable, you stay classy, buddy, but go fuck yourself. How dare you? You should be watching our broadcast here, not trying to spin off your own. Incredible. Just kidding, Sketchable. I know, you're going to start racing again. So, Sketchable says he's going to be back. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. It all depends on Michael Massey, really. And if the FIA get wind of this, obviously that you're going to be on some sort of alternate account, are they actually going to let you race? We'll see. NXR Gifted here with the DRS, looking to make the move down into turn 1, and does so. These two better not keep going side by side. They're costing each other time. This is not the way to do it. Well done. The Schmers are back here. Oh, he went into the pits. He went for an early pit stop. He must have been on those soft tires, and I wasn't paying enough attention. He probably was. He's looking to make the move on Bukowski, our Polish driver here. Joining the likes of other famous Poles like... quickly Google's Polish people. Robert Lewandowski, of course. And Lukas Podolski. Just naming Polish footballers that I know now. Of course, the famous Matty Cash. The famous Polish-born Matty Cash. Boy, I can't believe I mentioned Matty Cash. 13 laps into a race here on Friday Night Lights. We desperately need a safety car. The only thing providing us any sort of entertainment is NXR Gifted and Victor Chaus. And quite frankly, it's very tame. They're just driving around, costing each other time. So I guess we can watch that. This is where we need Sketchable right now, quite frankly. This is where we need Sketchy in this race, providing us the hot racing action that gets us all fully engorged before we try to go to sleep here late on the East Coast. And everybody knows what that's like. Trying to go to sleep, fully erect from hot racing action, unable to go to sleep, becoming a sex pest to your hot Mexican wife. I'm sure all of you can relate. Of course, my wife actually isn't here right now. She went on a cruise this week with one of her friends who is, oh my God, an absolute smoke show. Jesus Christ. I met this girl for the first time the other day. I was like, what the fuck? Oh my God. Took those hoes to the airport and dropped them off. But I've been watching her dog the entire week, and it is ruining my entire life. Victor Chaus, is he going to try to make the move or wisely stay behind? He's wisely staying behind. These two have finally figured it out, not to cost each other time. What else is happening in this race? Let's just assume these two are going to stay ass to mouth because that's the smart thing to do. Let's start at the back. Mr. Heat Gang. Fuck knows what happened to him. Yeah, something bad must have happened to him. He's on those old Horde tires, just driving around all by himself with a penalty. I was trying to think of something that could have happened to him. He probably spun out at some point or somebody hit him. Oh, I think he said in the Discord something was bullshit. And, well, yeah. That's probably true. That's probably true. Novocaine. He is also having a piss-poor race. Scarther's back here on fresh Horde tires. He's made the pit stop. He is following closely behind Ritalin, who is trying to extend these soft tires so he can stay out as long as possible. Maybe put on the mediums, do a soft to medium. That'd be something. It's not going to matter because he's down here in 11th place, miles behind everybody else. Speaking of miles, the G-Spot, a good 14 miles behind Bukowski, our beloved Polish driver. We got the Schmruzer back here in 8th place on the fresh medium tires, trying to do a bit of an undercut on some of these buttholes up here. We got Primi. He's in 7th place. He's going to be pitting soon. Number 4. Of course, she is stunning and beautiful. So brave. Having an okay race in 6th place. The Step Hen, as we mentioned earlier, having a very good race. Then he went off the track a little bit, cost himself a bit of time. As Ritalin has decided to self-immolate, he has gone to the pits. He has denifed, and he's done. He said, F this, and he's gone. He's dead. And as it was with Sketchable, the same now applies to Ritalin. We must move on. Of course, his dead body has come out here on the track to get into the way of the logistical nightmare. Perfect. Oh, now he's finally gone off the track. Disappointingly, that could have caused some chaos. Indeed, chaos for Victor Chaus, who drives by the stricken Ritalin. Finally, Mr. Heat Gang moves up into 13th place. Anyway, as I was saying, number 4, stunning, beautiful, brave. She's behind Avazy Skyzies, who also will be looking to pit relatively soon here on those aging medium tires. NXR Gifted and Victor Chow still playing tummy sticks here in 2nd and 3rd. Now almost 5 seconds behind Logistical Nightmare. Bukowski, he's coming to the pits. So the G spot moves up. So now we're going to have some deck shuffling with all the pit stops coming up here. So probably not even worthwhile talking about who's in what position. Although number 4 is closing in rapidly on Schmers. Or maybe the Schmers just passed her. 2 of our front 3 have now gone to the pits. 3 of our top 4 have now gone to the pits, putting on those new Horde tires. And it does indeed look like Schmers just passed number 4. I'm sure she put up a very brave defense, but she eventually had to give in to the sexual advances of Schmers. Hopefully she can follow closely behind and maintain some of that hot DRS. Always nice to get a nice blast of that all over your face as you're going down the old pit straight there. Doesn't look like she's going to be able to maintain that, though. That's a fucking shame. So here's our battle. Logistical Nightmare goes into the pits. He is 13 seconds behind, so obviously he's going to come out ahead of NXR whenever NXR goes into the pits. How long is NXR going to wait to go in? Is the medium tire advantage going to be enough? He's going to have to get by Victor Chaus because he will have an undercut on him as well. My God, look at these gaps. Can the Step Hen and Avazy Skies provide us with any hot racing action? Oh, Victor Chaus. He's just gone by the number 4 on his fresh tires. And NXR Gifted says, it's now. I need to go in now. I don't want to wait any longer. So he is going to come out in 5th place, directly behind number 4. So hopefully she understands what's at stake here, and she gets the fuck out of the way. But she probably won't because she's so courageous. She'll try to hold on to this position for as long as she can. And that will be much to the benefit of Victor Chaus. But he is 2 seconds behind Victor Chaus, basically, on fresh mediums to Victor Chaus's fresh hordes. So he should be able to make the move. The Logistical Nightmare has already gone into the lead. Look at the undercut by the Schmers. Of course, he's going to have to pit again, you would think. But the Schmers, he is one crazy bastard. NXR has already made the move. Yep. Well done, NXR. Did not waste any time. Well, he wasted a little bit of time. Lost a half second, but good enough. So Mr. Heat Gang now with a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. I don't know what's happening right now for Mr. Heat Gang, but I suggest he drive into the pits, self-immolate, and go out there and service the needs of so many homeowners right now. It is so damn hot. Now, who was racing back here near the Mr. Heat Gang? Oh, the G-spot is DNF'd. Are we going to get the safety car we need? Please! It doesn't look like it. Typical Michael Massey fashion. Man, I can't even find who was racing there behind the Mr. Heat Gang, who has, I guess, he has been lapped. That's a goddamn shame for the Mr. Heat Gang. So we still have number 4, and eventually Schmerza is going to be pitting here. NXR Gifted closing in on Victor Chaus. He doesn't want to use up all those tars just yet. Of course, he's going to want to be using those tires to chase down the logistical nightmare, who is 5.5 seconds ahead of him. So NXR does not have the DRS quite yet. Victor Chaus, he himself closing in on Schmers. Number 4, she has finally pitted, bravely goes 20 laps on those medium tires. She puts on some softs. Yeah, you get it, girl. This is what we want to see. Someone taking a chance, someone taking a risk, doing something hot. Ooh, she crossed the white line. I wonder if she'll get a penalty there. Nope. Perhaps just a warning. Perhaps it's a cheeky slap on the bum. She is 10 seconds behind Preemy. So let's see how long those soft tires last. Victor Chaus up here, about to make the move on Schmerzer. He will, I'm sure, wisely wait until he gets to the DRS line. Although he doesn't want to wait too long, because NXR Gifted is closing in rapidly behind him. So he does play a bit of DRS chicken with the Schmerzer. Makes the move easily. Now it's going to be NXR Gifted turn to take a ride on this train. Avazy Skies, he's in the step-in Foyton back here, doing a little bit of Foyton. Okay, okay. So Avazy Skies takes the position, now in 5th place. Theoretically a net P4. The step-in and a net P5. Oh, Bukowski, he's got a little bit of a gap closed up. Makes the move on Scarthers. No drama. Easy down into turn 1. So things are hotting up here a little bit. The thing about this track, it is a fun, flowing track, but it's so easy to make the move down into turn 1. Everybody just waits to do that, so not a lot of hot side-by-side racing action. NXR Gifted plays the same very intelligent game as as Victor Chaus on the Schmerzer. Waits to have the DRS. Schmerzer fights it though. Forces NXR Gifted to go the long way around the outside. But he does with no problemo. And now he is in 3rd place, final spot on the podium. Mr. Heat Gang goes into the pits with a 5-second penalty. You'd have to assume he is going to self-immolate. Not much room, or not much reason for him to continue racing. He is already on the blower. He's got some things to say. He said thanks to fucking EA. You can tell he's typing more vitriol towards these butt fucking pieces of shit. Big fuck you to EA and Cody's. I hear you, brother. Bunch of donkey raping shit eaters, in the words of I don't know if Terrence or Phillip said that, but one of those two. So the drama we have left here is NXR Gifted and Victor Chaus going to be battling it out here very shortly for 2nd place. The logistical nightmare, though, 6 seconds ahead of Victor Chaus and 7 seconds ahead of NXR Gifted. Surely now, the logistical nightmare has this race all wrapped up. We're 2/3 into the race, and typically I would be thinking about when is a good time to have baked goods talk, but in addition to my wife's friend leaving me this godforsaken dog to take care of and ruining my life, I have had a shit week in baked goods. Just, I haven't had anything. I haven't had any donuts. I haven't had any cookies. No wonder I've had such a shitty week. And now I don't think I even have anything to eat after this race that would qualify as a baked good. Ay, Chihuahua. Dios mío. Well, I just got really sad. Sorry, I wasn't even looking at the screen. I was just looking at the ceiling, thinking, yearning for something to eat after this race that would qualify as a baked good, but I won't be able to. You know what's surprising right now is NXR Gifted is unable to get within DRS range of Victor Chaus. On the better tire, NXR Gifted, your champion-elect, needs to get his proverbial S together as the step hen makes the move down into turn 1. So these two are having a bit of a ding-dong. A little bit of side-by-side hot racing action. Look at this, going to the bent corner side-by-side. Oh yes, they are touching each other. Unwisely, but still doing it. Well, that was fun. Let's get on board with the Vasey Skysies, just for a change of pace, as he looks to make the move on the step hen, pay him back for what was just done to him. Hard to tell if anyone's lagging here or if it's just my screen. Now is not the time. Vasey Skysies knows he plays a little bit of DRS chicken here. He's going to wait. Yes, my son. Go on. Get it. Oof. Understeers a little bit in the hot air of the step hen, but eventually able to make the move with no drama. As the Schmerzer comes into the pits for his final stop, he's going to go onto a new, actually they're probably a used set of soft tires. NXR Gifted finally within range. And they are making up a little bit of time right now on the logistical nightmare, or at least NXR Gifted has, with the help of that DRS. He has no ERS left. Not great. I wonder if Victor Chaus, he also has no DRS left. Or, excuse me, ERS. So, NXR with one hot blast of DRS all over his face there. Comes up to the DRS detection point. And he's going to get one more steaming blast of that DRS down the main straight. Can he make the move? Don't fight, boys. That's the one thing you cannot do. Oh, don't fight. I mean, I want you to fight, obviously, for our entertainment, but I would like to see the two of you get up to the front and challenge Logistical Nightmare. He's had it his own way tonight. He's led the entire time I've been on stream, whether actually in P1 or a theoretical net P1. He's always been there. So, Primi is within DRS range. Looks like he's probably been passed by this Mercer. You would imagine that is exactly what just happened there, because he is on those new soft tires, and he is going to be looking to make serious inroads on the step hen. The step hen's going to have to watch his butt very shortly, because this Mercer is going to be coming up on it, looking to put things inside of it. And he's going to be wasting time here, probably, with the Vasey Skysies. That's what they need to not do. They need to realize the threat is inside the house. They have to work together. These two kind of working together as Victor Chaus makes the move again. We have another lap driver back there. I guess that's Novocaine. Let's see, is that Novocaine? That is Novocaine. Boy, he is having a shitty race. Crikey. You know, Mr. Heat Gang had some very strong words to say for EA Sports and Cody's out there, but he's still racing. God knows why. Maybe his AI is driving the car right now. I don't know, but my God. I would have given up a long time ago. That just speaks to the nature of the man, you know. He is not a quitter. And perhaps still he will rise at the end of this race and make an impact on it. I can't say I expect that to happen, but you really have to admire his stick-to-itiveness. So these two, again, what is the... Is the Williams actually... Is the Williams actually in this race? Is he? I know he's more than within his rights to unlap himself, but it looked like he was certainly interfering in the battle between Victor Chouse and NXR Gifted. I hope they have something to say about it after the race when we do our post-race interviews. Getting very used to talking to NXR Gifted. It looks like we'll definitely be talking to him and Victor Chouse if we can get the invite through to the PC user. So, Novocaine inserting himself. Oh, no. Novocaine has just gone off the track. I was going to say he inserted himself right into the hot, steamy battle of Victor Chouse and NXR Gifted, even though he was gaining nothing from it. But he has lost control of his automobile, quite frankly, and he is not involved in that battle anymore, even though he actually was never really a part of it. Perhaps he'll now go into the pits and self-immolate. No, he does not. And NXR Gifted and Victor Chouse continue to swap positions up here, continuing to not really make any impact on the logistical nightmare. You'd think with all that DRS they're using together, they would be able to do so, but they're not doing it. The logistical nightmare just has him covered, providing us with no hot racing action for this evening. But you can't blame the logistical nightmare for that. Just like in real life, you can't blame Max Verstappen for F1 sucking. No. You just can't. The real culprit is everyone else. Basically, Mercedes. You can't expect Ferrari to ever do anything right. So you knew they weren't going to be competitive. I think the best hope we have is that next year, AlphaTauri will be using an old Red Bull. And who knows how fast they could be. Oh, we have a dead Haas out there. Oh, nope. We are back green, unfortunately. Victor Chouse and NXR Gifted continuing to fight. So at this point now, this starts to be forward position because these two are obviously not going to catch our leader. So they are now just fighting. There is no more saving time by not doing this with each other. The Step Hen and Avazy Skyzies continuing to cost each other time. And I told you that Zurzer is very quickly creeping up on you. And he is going to look to insert himself into this hot, steamy battle between Avazy Skyzies and the Step Hen that's been raging for laps. So he is within DRS range. He has got excellent pace, and as we know from previous races, he is a man of considerable action. So perhaps this is the hot, steamy action we have been waiting for all night. Let's actually get on board with the Schmerzer as he looks to go down the inside, is covered off by Avazy Skyzies. So none of these people worried about saving time with each other either. This is the battle for fourth place, hotting up. Finally, we have something to be excited about as the Schmerzer goes around the final corner, following closely behind Avazy Skyzies. Nobody has any ERS left. Nobody has conserved a goddamn thing. So he looks to go down the outside of both of them, makes the move into turn one. 2-for-1 sail. The Schmerzer, is he able to hold it around the outside with the marbles? No, he's not. And in fact, he loses both positions. You saw the inside tire there get covered in marbles. Well, I guess that was actually the outside tire. Covered in marbles, loses the place, loses both places. So let's just stay on board here with the Schmerzer as we can watch the two ahead of him fighting it out. Avazy Skyzies in the Step Hen. This is the hot racing action I have so desired. And finally, it's here with only 4 laps left. Getting a hot bird's eye view here from the Schmerzer. Ooh, so close. Oh, the Schmerzer loses it. He loses it. So he's going to be falling back a little bit here. He's going to have to gain some time before he can get himself involved in this 3-way battle for 4th place. A bit of a messy corner there from the Step Hen. So he's 7/10 behind, as well as the Schmerzer. He's about a half second behind. I don't know if this DRS straight is going to be providing anything other than closing these 3 up. I don't think we're going to get any side-by-side action here, as the Schmerzer wisely holds off on that ERS. Okay. So Victor Chouse and NXR Gifted still swap and spit up here. We will pay attention to them later on in the race, because ultimately that is for a higher position, but the battle right now is for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Oh no! And the Schmerzer is getting, oh no! And he's gotten the step end all over the place. He basically pushed the step end off the track. Oh, the stewards are going to have an inquiry about that after the race. Surely. The step end, Northern Ireland's finest, is going to be fucking pissed. But right now, and well, it cost both of them time, as the Schmerzer is now a 1.5 seconds behind Avazy Skyzy's, looking to close in, looking to get that DRS back. The step hen is effed. He is pretty much stuck now in 6th place. I hope he recorded that. He will certainly be submitting that to the stewards. Holy shit, the Schmerzer is so much faster right now than Avazy Skyzy's, already within DRS range. So he's going to have a chance to pass here at the end of the race. And actually, maybe this lap, and then have a chance to drive away and not have the DRS be given to anyone else behind him. I don't know why I struggled so badly to say that, as, wow, the Schmerzer, look at the pace advantage the Schmerzer has on Avazy Skyzy's. Easily makes the move into 4th place. And if he can do it, he can probably drive away from, maybe not Avazy Skyzy's, but at least the step hen, to avoid any penalty changing this final position. So 4th place for the Schmerzers with a 2-stop strategery. Very impressive. And really all we have left now is the battle between NXR and Victor Chouse for 2nd and 3rd. Looks like number 4 back here. She's gaining ground on Bukowski, but she's on some old-ass soft tires, so it's going to be a struggle for her to make that move. Bukowski doing everyone in Poland proud tonight. So NXR Gifted, Victor Chouse, 2 more laps of this. Who is going to take checkered flag first? Victor Chouse pulls to the inside, looking to make the move. They're going to go side by side for a second, but Victor Chouse wisely lets NXR Gifted have it. And at this point of the race, Victor Chouse's tires should be the preferred tire. So NXR probably going to be struggling a little bit with some slippery tires. He obviously, as you can see there on the screen, doesn't have very much ERS left. He'd love to have a bit of that battery to use on the final lap here. Or the final lap coming up, of course. We're on the penultimate lap. A very pretentious way to say the second to last lap. Victor Chouse soaking in all that DRS. Closes in. And he's going to get another hot blast of it. Right now, coming down the main straight, is now the time. You would think so. Now is the time to make the move and hold off NXR on the final lap. DRS open, pulls to the inside, easily makes the move. Call him Mary J. Blige. No drama in his life. Moves into 2nd place. Easily. Oh, god damn, and NXR Gifted says fuck everything, drives straight into a wall. Oh my god. Dare I say he looked... Actually, you know what? I'm not going to say that. But it was bad. It was very bad. He does not have a front wing anymore, so he's going to finish this race in 3rd position. If he can make it. Victor Chouse is going to finish in 2nd. And there are no gaps in the field right now worth talking about. So let's get on board with the logistical nightmare and talk about him a little bit one more time as he comes around here in Sector 3, or it's the end of Sector 2, now coming into Sector 3. What a race from him. What a night from him. Brilliant qualifying, brilliant race, led the entire race, at least the entire race that I saw, comes across the line, weaves his ass off. You do that, logistical nightmare, because you are the winner of the Dutch Grand Prix. Victor Chouse comes home in 2nd place. NXR Gifted comes home in 3rd. So we'll be talking to those boys here momentarily. The Schmerzer on the 2-stop strategery comes home in 4th place. Avazy Skyzy's 5th. The Step Hen, probably a very unhappy 6th. Slowly comes home in sixth. That was not a very clever thing to do, because the Schmerzer could have a penalty. I don't think it'll be a 10-second penalty. Could have cost himself a position there. Preemy comes home in 7th place. Bukowski is going to come home in 8th. Victor Chouse has invited me to a party. He definitely wants to have a podium chat. Scarther's in number 4 here, making up the end of the race. Going very slowly indeed. Not really sure what's happening right now, actually. All right, so we will interview our 2 Xbox drivers first, and then we will interview Victor Chouse. I think that's what we're going to do here. At least that's what I intend on doing. Because I have to join Victor Chouse's party. It's very complicated, all this technology. The hilarious celebration there from Logistical Nightmare. So let's invite him to a party. And we'll invite NXR Gifted to a party as well.
Voila.
All right, boys. So make sure your audio boxes are checked. As always. Tis. So we are joined here by the Logistical Nightmare. Holy cow, man. What a goddamn night for you. Brilliant in qualifying, and you led from start to finish in this race. I missed the first couple of laps. I don't know if you actually didn't lead from start to finish, but what I saw start to finish, awesome, man. Just awesome.
Thank you, man. I didn't lead the whole lap. I undercut Gifted, so he technically had the lead for, I think, 1 lap total. But yeah, man, it's been so long since I've won an FNL. It's been 2 seasons. First win on the wheel, so let's fucking go, man.
LFG indeed. LFG. So
LFG.
Are you now that Sketchable is out? Of course, I mentioned earlier the FIA has permanently banned Sketchable, never to be seen again. Do you think that you have a chance now with this championship, with this incredible pace you've all of a sudden found?
Hopefully. I mean, this might jump me into the top 3, I think. I know I am not going to jump Gifted or Curtis, but I should make a pretty big leap. I'm sitting in like 6 right now, just lurking around, so maybe so, maybe so. I think I'm only missing 1 more race this season, and the rest
I
of the tracks really
believe
fit my style, so
I believe you're up
maybe
to
so.
58 points now. So I think that might be
58.
third.
Maybe.
Depends.
Yeah,
Well, depends. Yeah, it's third because neither revokes are X race. So yeah, you're in third. Or
but I'm
no, I
really
mean
hoping
fourth.
we could bring it the rest of the season, maybe. I really like Japan, so that's what I'm looking forward to probably the most for the rest of the season. And Qatar.
All right. Well, congratulations on tonight's race, and I hope you continue to lurk out there and provide us with. Well, I have to say, you did not provide us with any hot racing action tonight. That was extremely boring from you.
I can hear you.
Yeah, it was.
Victor Chouse, we hear you. That was extremely boring from you. Please don't do that again. But either way, congratulations, and we will hopefully talk to you next week.
Thank you, sir.
Victor Chouse, are you there? Okay. Now that you are here, let's talk to you, our second place finisher. You had a hell of a battle with NXR Gifted until the final lap when NXR Gifted decided to drive straight into a wall. But up until that point, you guys had an awesome battle. Tell us all about it. So I was going to say, did you mentioned there that you were trading back and forth? Did you feel like you were working together with NXR, or were you working against each other? Well, that's ultimately how it turned out, and it's cool though that you made the attempt to work with NXR Gifted. He's notoriously difficult to work with due to his poor attitude, but you guys made it work there for a lot of laps,
Wow.
and you guys did the best you could to provide us with the hot racing action that we needed. Ultimately, in the end, though, you pipped him to second place, so congratulations, and perhaps we'll talk to you next week. All right, so our third place finisher, the aforementioned NXR Gifted. So, as I was talking about, you had a great battle there with Victor Chaus, and then at the end, you decided to drive straight into a goddamn wall. Why did you do that?
Well, dirty air wash going side by side into turn one. Hard to
Yeah.
manage on completely dead tires, so it finally just went. I had a couple big moments through turn one there throughout the whole race, so
Yeah, so
yeah,
you
it
went from
just
the
finally went.
hard to the mediums. Did you think you were going to have a little bit more pace there at the end on the medium tires, or did you know from the beginning that you were not going to be able to make any impact on Logistical Nightmare tonight?
Probably the first couple laps when Logical got up to that 3 second gap, I realized there's no chance unless I get lucky with pit stops and not get held up, but that's not what happened. I got held up by a couple guys, did some pretty good moves to get past him, and then it was just on to Curtis and wanted to have a good battle no matter where I finished, and we did.
Well, one more thing. Now that Sketchable has been permabanned by the FIA, you are the champion-elect, champion in waiting. Does that potential crown weigh heavy on you, or do you think you can let it rip for the rest of the season?
Eh, to be honest, the championship doesn't exactly matter all too much to me unless I know I'm within a good striking distance, which it seems for now, but I'm notorious for choking away wins to track limits penalties, so see how it goes.
All right. Well, I hope nothing bad happens to you, and you are able to. Will it be your first championship?
No, second. I won the
Oh,
inaugural season, season one, way back in 2020.
oh, okay, okay. Well, I hope nothing bad happens to you, and you're able to cruise to your second championship. But if not, I'll be here, judging, laughing, and we'll see what happens for the rest of the season. But thank you so much for joining us tonight.
No problem.
All right, and everybody, that's going to do it for us here at Formula Worldwide Leagues. I'm so sorry that we missed the first couple of laps of the race. I hope the rest of it was entertaining, or at least as entertaining as it could be, with nobody together on track other than NXR and Victor Chaus. Hopefully, we have a better race next week. But either way, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I am Donut Puncher 2, Donut Puncher 272, saying goodbye.
Goodbye.